This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP Network.
Hello, foodie friends. Welcome to episode 26 of the Taste of Universal podcast. I'm Shelby, and joining me today are my lovely podcast sisters, Kayla and Kelly. Tracy won't be with us this week, unfortunately, and we will miss her greatly, but hopefully she'll be back with us soon. How's everyone doing?
Things are okay, if I'm honest. I'm very much looking forward to March, where I will be attending Mardi Gras and escaping the world as it is right now. But I did get to see Kelly. That was a little highlight.
Yeah.
The group, actually Grace, who's been on this podcast, got married, and we were invited to her wedding in South Carolina on the one weekend that had the historic groundbreaking snowstorm. So that was crazy.
But that was an experience.
So it was at least a fun experience, whereas I was snowed in the weekend before here, and that was a not so fun experience. This is the time of the year that I make my dad joke that I live in Missouri for 10 months out of the year and I live in misery for the other 2. And this is more on that end of it. It's been super snowy, and today I saw that the weather was going to get above it, like the temperature was finally going to be above, like it was almost 40. And we've had indoor recess every day for the last 2 weeks. And I was like, we're getting outside. And I found the gym teacher and the janitor, and we shoveled the whole playground off so that we could play outside today. And it was glorious. And so also looking forward to some Florida time in March in Mardi Gras with my friends, and really excited now that we have the menus, which thankfully came out before we recorded this.
Yes.
I just hope it's warmer here when y'all come down, because it's been pretty cold.
Yeah, it has been nuts seeing the ice cubes on different things.
Yeah, it's been really cold for us.
We need to do a redo episode of our favorite things to eat when it's cold outside.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time for that. That was, I think, like our second episode ever.
I think so. That's
awesome.
So crazy.
How are you, Shelby?
Yeah, okay. See,
Yep.
Surviving.
Oh, winter.
Yes.
It was clear. Yeah. Grace's wedding was very fun.
Yes. Yes. That's what I meant by that was a fun snowstorm.
Yes.
Experience to be involved in, and dance party and all the things.
Yeah. And she was a very gracious bride who was very understanding of fear. But the friend group that we knew there, we all are very acclimated and knowledged and have lived in snow, and it wasn't ultimately that much. So we were like, it's fine. And you saw family members who have never seen snow, or this is maybe their second or third time, and they're clearly freaking out. So we had an extra good time, because I don't think any of us were necessarily that stressed.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry, Shelby, I cut you off.
Good. No, you're fine. I've not really got much to say. So it's really awesome that you guys had such a great time. Congratulations, Grace.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Okay. We ready to get into it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. For our appetizer this month, we will have some menu updates around the resort. We will have no formal dessert topic today, because our entree will be our annual overview of all the Mardi Gras menus. So let's start off with some of the other specialty menu offerings and updates around the resort first.
Okay, so it's Black Heritage Month, and they did a pretty cool post. So I think it's on their Instagram and probably in their link. So I recommend checking that out, because it highlights some of the chefs that made these recipes, and they have their pictures. It's pretty neat. So for Black Heritage Month at Big Fire, they have a broiled half chicken with a hatch green chili cornbread. That sounds delicious. 3 cheese mac, tasso ham, and collard greens. At Vivo, a braised beef short ribs with popcorn polenta, interesting, ham hock, braised collard greens, mole cola reduction, say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
And Confisco Grill has Southern banana pudding, which is vegetarian, vegan. Do you know, Shelby?
Vegetarian.
Yeah.
Vegetarian.
Unfortunately.
Mm-mm.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yum. I love good collard greens, having tasso ham in them too. Oh, so good.
I don't know if I've had collard greens, so I'll have to try them.
Yeah, I mean, I love them, but
I do too.
yeah.
Vegan ones, of course.
Yes.
Not. There's a couple spots here that have them. They're really, really good.
Kayla, imagine like a thicker, less sweet spinach that just like absorbs all of the flavor of all the things that you cook it with.
Okay. I'll try it one day and I'll report back.
Great. Opposite side of collard greens is Voodoo Donut in City Walk. Has 2 Valentine's Day donuts, a coconut cream pie, which is raised yeast shell filled with coconut cream, dipped in vanilla icing with roasted coconut, graham cracker, and coconut velvet on top. And the love twist is a chocolate cake dipped in strawberry icing with strawberry velvet top finished with dried strawberries, sprinkles, and a chocolate heart. Another new addition around the resort is at Confisco. We've got Pacere de la Confisco, which is al dente pacere pasta topped in a roasted chili tomato marinara, shrimp, crispy Mexican chorizo. This sounds fantastic. Charred corn, queso fresco, toasted pepitas, and cilantro lime gremolata. Okay, I can't fit Confisco into this trip because it's 2 days at Mardi Gras, but that sounds fabulous.
That does sound fabulous.
Yeah.
It also doesn't sound gluten-free, so
No.
can't even try it for you.
Yeah,
All right.
I can't try it either. It does sound good though. I mean, if they made a vegan one, I'd be all over that.
Shelby, move us on to some not so good news.
Yeah, we have some Epic Universe updates. Not that there's tons of them out there at this point. But we did lose the Smoky Carrot Dog
Womp womp.
at Common Dogs. Yeah, wah is right. I mean, I'm actually shocked it stuck around as long as it did. And it's funny because we went mid-January. We had a trip back in November that we had rescheduled a couple times, which luckily they let us do. And we were going and I'm like, I still see the Smoky Carrot Dog on the menu. And I'm like, at least I got a last couple Smoky Carrot Dogs. So either way, I was happy. But they've now replaced it with a vegan dog, which is a field roast hot dog with Korean slaw, salsa verde, kimchi veggies, and cilantro inside an ube bun. So the ube bun is still there, but they replaced all the other ingredients. And that sounds amazing. I want that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when I'm going to get to go back to Epic, but I want to try it so bad. If anyone's going and, wants to buy me a dog and then walk it out the gate for me, I would gladly accept that. So just if anybody's going, let me know. I'll meet you.
I was hopeful, Shelby, that you would be interested because I did think that sounds like an interesting vegan dog and not just here's a vegan dog with mustard and whatever.
100% agree. I mean, I hope that they would let you get it plain if you want. If somebody wasn't interested in those ingredients, I would think they would. But yeah, I think that sounds amazing. That's the kind of vegan stuff I want. Give me interesting things like that. Not a pasta that's greasy and leaks through the bowl. Anyway.
And well thought through flavors too.
Yes,
those things go together.
Absolutely.
I also, Shelby, just got the image of the parking gate attendant letting you into the parking lot, and then 4 minutes later you're driving back out with a hot dog in your hand.
I mean, I'm not above it. I will do it. Actually, one time Princess and Bear did go, and they offered to get me carrot dogs, and Tony went and picked them up for me.
Nice.
So it has happened.
There you go.
I just didn't pick it up. Yeah, I'm sad about it, but this one sounds amazing. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah. And I know there's been other, like you alluded to, Shelby, there's been plenty of other updates around the park recently too. I feel like now that I think we're going to start to see some of those other little changes happening of dishes being added, menus being expanded, and hopefully instead of shrunk, now that, Epic is open, HHN is over, the holidays are over, this is kind of the time for them to ramp up some of those specialty things. So as always, just keep an eye out when you're there. If you see something that you feel like is new that we've never talked about, like send it to us on social media and things like that so we can repost it or tag us in it. But yeah, I'm really grateful to see that they are coming back to their OG parks and keeping them, updating things and things like that too.
Totally agree.
That's real fast. That speaking of park updates, Shelby, your thoughts on the Fast and Furious roller coaster?
Oh, is it supposed to be like the one that they're building in California? Like, is it a copy paste?
It's not a clone because I don't think theirs has a spike.
I don't know. It sounds interesting.
So,
I'm all for it. I mean, I'm sure that the regular Fast and Furious ride goes away when that one opens. So like,
not right away, maybe, but soon.
Yeah. So I think that'll be interesting to see whatever they replace that with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the legacy parks do need some updates here and there. So I'm glad to see Rip Ride Rocket gone because I couldn't even ride that one. I can't ride that or the Hulk.
Yeah.
They make me sick. So yeah. It'll be interesting.
I was really hoping, I think I told you guys this was in our New Year's resolutions or hopes and dreams. One of mine was like, I don't want the Fast and Furious roller coaster, even though one of Tracy's was, I want the Fast and Furious roller coaster. And we quickly realized who was correct on that one. But yeah, I was just hopeful that we would get something exclusive to us so that, I think I mentioned in that episode, I listened to a podcast called For Your Amusement, and they refer to that as a juicy exclusive, as in it's an exclusive thing that only one side of between Disney and Universal, like East Coast versus West Coast, of that they want the parks to have things that draw everybody to the other coast as well. But rest in peace, my dreams of a Back to the Future or
maybe someday
coaster. Yes,
maybe someday.
Or now,
and maybe they'll do something with Supercharged that will be either Ghostbusters or
that's yes. Okay.
Yeah.
There's where my hope now lies.
There's hope.
I'm excited for the roller coaster. I think it's what should have happened all along. I know the Universal Family Podcast went on like a tirade again about it, and they were mad of like, oh, this is what they should have done, and now fans complained for so long that they're listening. And I'm like, well, that just means they're listening. Also, they were saying about like, who likes Fast and Furious. It's Universal's number one franchise, which have you heard my phone pinging? It's them responding to me being like, hey guys, listen to the episode. And did you know that? And it's like, I'm not the biggest Fast and Furious fan. I do like the campy nature. I walk through the queue and I'm like, yeah, family. I've become this like weirdo. I've ridden near big fans who like before and after are like geeking out, and it's so fun to see. And I think it's like just the people that I hang out with are not the people who like Fast and Furious. So like getting to see those nerds nerd out about these cars is like kind of fun. So
yeah, my brother loves the franchise. Like my brother's first car was a silver Honda Civic, like out of one of the first movies and that sort of thing. So
oh my gosh,
yeah. All right, enough. I'm always excited for a roller coaster.
That coaster looks so cool too. Okay, yeah. Last epic news.
Last epic update, which actually comes from my last trip there. Frosty Moon has added lime Dole Whip randomly to their menu. I don't know why. It's not on the app menu. Like you can't find it anywhere other than the physical menu at the park. So I don't know. It's interesting. And lime is one of the best flavors. So I'm pretty happy about that. They added another vegan option, which is
nice. Yeah,
always fantastic. Because I always feel like nowadays they're either taking them away or making them bad for some reason. I don't know.
Shelby, I apologize. I took us down that rabbit hole thinking that you were done with your section.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I forgot about the lime Dole Whip.
This is the organic podcast. It's all good.
I apologize to both you and the Dole Whip.
Do not apologize. It's all good.
Really
You gotta
quick.
fit the coaster talk in there somewhere.
Yep.
You know?
Really quick, because I
Yeah.
think we brought this up in our last episode. I did hear that Love of My Life, Seth Kaburski, said that they removed the 2026 now opening on the new Epic restaurants that are Italian and Mexican rumored.
Oh.
So
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure it was last episode where we were like, wow, there's new stuff and like we're gonna have these new restaurants to talk about. So we don't know when we're gonna have to talk about them. Womp womp.
Interesting.
It's okay.
Maybe that means they're getting close to opening them?
Oh, that's
I
a
don't
positive
know.
way to look at it.
I don't know. That's the way I'm going to look at it.
Maybe, or now that it is 2026.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need to have a sign that says 2026,
Or-
even though the
yeah.
Mythos one was up for like 100 years.
I could also see them if they're in a little bit of a bind of, do we put the money towards more attractions,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which we don't
True.
maybe have enough of, or more restaurants, which we kind of have a lot of.
Yeah. And they're getting such positive reviews on the food and drink at Epic. Like, do they really need another 2 restaurants? Probably
Right.
not. Kelly, I was thinking exactly what you were thinking. So even though it's a little bit of a womp womp like business, I understand. And I think that's, if they're making that decision, I think it's smart. But for a food podcast, it was exciting to think that there was new restaurants coming.
Maybe once they start to increase, because they're not at full capacity yet because they don't have enough rides and they're slowly increasing it. Maybe once another attraction opens, they'll be able to open more food places. I mean, I guess it also depends on what kind they are, if it's quick service or sit down, because I don't think a lot of people are going to the sit down restaurants.
Yeah.
At least in my experience.
Pretty easy to get a reservation.
Yeah, it has. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, back to our main event. This year, Mardi Gras runs February 7th, tomorrow, through April 4th. While the bulk of the event is held at Universal Studios Florida, this year you can also find some special options at City Walk, at the Cursed Coconut Club, Voodoo Donut, Bevo, and Toothsome. We will touch on these at the end if we have time. And good news for anybody who loves gift cards. Universal has once again brought back their awesome gift card deal. So anyone can purchase a gift card worth $75 for only $65. And pass holders can purchase a card worth $150 for $120. That one is a sweet deal, guys. So if you're a pass holder, buy the gift cards.
Yep.
Pass holders with Plus, Preferred, and Premier also receive discounts on Mardi Gras food. The Plus Pass doesn't usually. So if you aren't a pass holder yet, this is a great time to join the fam.
And gift cards, it's food and drink cards. So you can't buy merch, but you can buy food and drink. And then it's in the parks as well as Toothsome. But there are some, I think there's some restaurants in City Walk that don't accept the cards, and the hotels don't. So there's a little bit, you're not able to use it everywhere in this resort, but most places, and 100% in the theme parks themselves.
And it does not have to be on Mardi Gras food, and they don't expire. So you can stock up on them like Kayla has done. And use them later on. Yeah.
As a reminder, I bought, was it like $1,000 worth? Again, I adopted a baby in Florida and we didn't know how long we were there. And to have any savings was amazing. And, it was $30 of savings that, again, doesn't expire. It was fantastic. I recommend to people to stock up. This year, the event features 16 different booths with specialty food and beverages focused on traditional and international interpretations of Carnival. As always, many items are subject to change, and based on the photos released in the teaser already have. Oh dear.
Every time.
In addition to food, there are weekly concerts hosting a wide variety of entertainers, plus roaming bands and event-specific overlays of shows like the Beat Builders. The Tribute Store is back in Hollywood across from the Born Spectacular. You can catch beads. There's so many beads. To your heart's delight at the amazing parade every night. Most nights it is at 7, but there are a handful of nights that the parade is at 5 or 6 instead. So please check the app ahead of time and plan accordingly. And I like the concerts this year. this is probably the biggest year for me that I would have enjoyed being a local.
Shelby, I don't necessarily foresee you as a concert going gal. What are your thoughts on just in general?
I feel like, well, at least this year there were people I had heard of before. Usually I'm like, who are all of these people? It's been so long since I looked at the list, but now I feel like I need to look at it again and see if there's any I want to go to, because I was like, I guess I could go do that. Like, I would go see RuPaul.
I would love to see RuPaul.
When is RuPaul? March 7th. Oh, shoot. I'm busy that day.
I want to see, the number one I would want to see is Zed, which it didn't. I've totally forgot that Zed opened a roller coaster at Universal Japan. And I'm curious, like, if this will be like a bigger deal, if Universal will make a bigger stink of Zed, that like, yeah. Oh, Shelby, you should look up this coaster. It is wild.
Really?
It is like a EDM party version of Guardians of the Galaxy or like Space Mountain.
That's cool.
It's nuts.
Huh.
Oh, wow. It looks crazy.
So yeah, fun Zed fact.
Thank you for that. I'm gonna watch that video later. Yeah, I don't know. I've at least heard of people this year.
Yeah. I like concerts. They're not my favorite way to spend money. Obviously, the Universal ones are the ones with Mardi Gras are free, which is such a special perk of this event, is that like all of this is included with your daytime ticket. Like, you don't need an extra ticket to go to Mardi Gras, that sort of thing, which is really cool. I love like the roaming Zydeco bands and things like that in Universal, but like when I'm in the parks and I get so little time at Mardi Gras because of my work schedule that I'm not going to use like 2+ hours of my, maybe 1 to 2 nights for a concert, unless it was someone I really, really loved.
Yeah.
So I love the ambiance of it. Like, I love the music happening in the background as I'm walking around eating snacks, but not going to stand there for it.
That's totally fair. I think I've only ever gone and like watched one of the bands, and I couldn't even tell you who that is at this point. So I understand.
Yeah, cool. That would be if I was a local, I would go. But same with Kelly.
All right. Well, let's jump over into the food. So we won't be going over all of the specialty beverages today for the sake of time, even though we've gone on rabbit trails about Zed roller coasters and Fast and Furious and such. But one important thing to note is that you can get a souvenir crew cup at most booths. And like HHN, you can use this cup to get $3 off of refills of the specialty drinks and beers. So going in order, the order that Universal lists on their website of the booths, which makes absolutely no sense, yet is par for the course. First up is Greece. To pull the curtain back, I texted our group and was like, should I go in alphabetical order or like in map order around the park? And Shelby was like, whatever's easiest based off of what's listed on the website. And what's listed on the website is neither alphabetical order nor going around the park in any sense. But let's go to Greece. So first up is a chicken souvlaki, which is marinated and roasted chicken skewer with feta cheese, tomato, onion, and cucumber salad, and served inside of a warm pita for $11.99. Then you've got spanakopita, which is a savory Greek pastry filled with spinach and feta cheese, wrapped in layers of phyllo dough for $7.99.
All right. Jamaica is next with 2 savory dishes. We have the rasta pasta, which is penne pasta with colorful bell peppers and a jerk vegan coconut curry cream sauce. And I'm so excited because that's one of our vegan options.
Woohoo!
And then they also have jerk chicken. So it's fire grilled jerk marinated chicken thigh with a Caribbean jerk barbecue sauce and cocoa bread. And at Central Park Crepes, you will find a specialty crepe representing France. The ham, cheese, and berry crepe is freshly baked crepe filled with sliced ham, brie cheese, and mustard cream sauce. I'm not gonna make it. And finished with berry gastrique. Wow.
I don't know why that like destroyed you.
I don't know either. Like, it's the most simple description ever.
It's Friday. It's a Friday in winter.
It is Friday.
That tickled my
I do have a headache, so bear with me. Kayla.
Okay. And then Ireland has 3 hearty options: fish and chips that are $16.99, beer and cheese soup that comes with a warm pretzel stick that's $7.99, and shepherd's pie, seasoned ground beef and lamb, mushrooms, peas, and carrots topped with cheddar mashed potatoes. So not vegan and not gluten-free.
I didn't see prices, by the way. I just realized.
So that's okay.
Prices are subject to change.
Yeah, and I'm reading the ones that probably need fish and chips is fish and chips.
Yeah.
None of that is gluten-free that we just read off. I'm pretty sure, I think there's 5 total gluten-free things. So a little sad.
Too bad.
I think 2 years ago, I forget when it was, 2 years ago, there was, I think a lot more. And last year and this year, I think had a similar number. And one of them is a repeat. So I'm thankful that I get to try 4 new things, but I do wish there was a little bit more. And I was talking to new bride, I forget the name, a new wife, Grace. And she made a good point of, there's. I thought
you were going to say you forgot Grace's name for a second.
I forgot the name, the word wife, new bride. I was chatting with Grace a little bit, and she said that, and maybe we'll find this in the allergen menu. I think Kelly, you also pinged our group that there's some stuff that it should be gluten-free, except that it comes with a side of bread. And I do wish it was a little easier that we could just say, hey, no bread. I'm fine with paying the same amount. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm hopeful that Universal's as a HHN this year seems to have walked back their no modifications policy that they stupidly introduced a couple years ago. I think it was Mardi Gras last year that you couldn't modify. Is that right, Shelby?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So at the time that we are recording this, we have the menus, and within the app, they list the top 9 allergens, but we do not have the from the Universal Chef's allergen guide, which is typically where we would find the information of this is gluten-free without the bread, or this is dairy-free without the sauce. So we'll update you guys when we get that. And as always, you can reach out to Universal. It's foodallergy@universalorlando.com. Is that right, Shelby?
Food.allergy, but yes.
Food.allergy@universalorlando.com. Or they take a couple days. So if you just reach out to us, we most likely have the most updated one. And I'm sure by the time this releases, we will have that allergen guide and be able to help you guys navigate more thoroughly through that.
Yep. Kelly, is there anything you're excited from that, what we just read?
I think the Rasta pasta is the only one that's dairy-free from the get-go. I'm wondering if the jerk chicken without the bread, or if there's butter in, sometimes jerk sauce has butter in it, but we'll see.
I don't know. It feels like they're scaling back on all of the allergy stuff. Not just the vegan options. Kayla, it feels like you're scaled back. Kelly, even the dairy-free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at these menus, I see a lot of vegetarian / completely non-vegan options, and then a couple vegan. And it's it used to be where I would be oh, can this vegetarian option be made vegan? But it's not like that anymore. I think they've done that on purpose so that I won't ask them 800 questions. They're there's no room. They've made it where there's no room for me to even think something could be vegan. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's really interesting to see where they're taking the food nowadays.
I'm just imagining next year there's a food item that in the description it's vegetarian, and Shelby, this cannot be made this cannot be made vegan.
Yeah, I feel like that vegetarian label's my fault. The one that says food is vegetarian, there's no room for this to be anything else. I don't know. I could be reading way too much into it as well.
All right. Brazil is up next and has our first dessert along with 2 savories. So first up, we have picanha for $13.49, and this is char-grilled beef sirloin cap steak, thickly sliced and served with farofa and a vinaigrette. Then we have the returning pão de queijo for $6.99, which is the freshly baked warm Brazilian cheese bread bites. And then maracuja mousse, which is a passion fruit mousse with a passion fruit gelée.
And all that's gluten-free. Everything at Brazil's gluten-free.
Oh,
Yay.
nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't those Brazilian cheese breads always at the park?
Yeah.
Okay. These aren't really special to Mardi Gras.
Well,
Unless they
I don't know if
change
they're
it.
there year round. They're there. They've been at Mardi Gras, I think, the last 3 years. Like, they're always at Mardi Gras, which is why I said yes before I actually listened to your question.
Yeah, Shelby,
Okay.
I've
I've seen it.
I think they might have been at one of those food snack
Yeah.
stands across from Mummy.
In New York, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's hit or miss if it's going to be there. I think sometimes I've seen it and sometimes I haven't.
That's fair. I feel like, yeah, I've seen it and I'm not seeing it randomly. The Italy booth, which is not inside Louis this year, that's interesting, has burrata focaccia, house-made focaccia filled with mortadella, fresh burrata cheese, and pistachio pesto. Riding on the coattails of the HHN dessert deviled egg, you will find, oh God. Why did you
Sorry,
give me
I
this
tried
word?
really. Okay,
I didn't look
couldn't
at this
take
one.
all the words.
So
It's easier than it sounds. So you make the S for the S, and then it's fogliatella. So it's sfogliatella.
Sfogliatella. Okay.
Yes.
Lobster tail, which is layers of sweet, flaky pastry filled with a rich vanilla ricotta cream. And it's a pastry shaped like a lobster tail. So I guess that's similar to like what the desserts are at Atlantic, right? Because isn't there one that's shaped like an octopus?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Something like that. This year, Mexico has the Mazatlan street ceviche, which is shrimp ceviche served on top of Tostitos salsa verde chips with cucumber, carrot, and tomato salsa. That's $13.99.
That street ceviche, everything on it should be gluten-free. I Googled the Tostitos salsa verde chips, and they're not marked gluten-free. And then there is yeast extract, which has been a new thing that I have found in my life that I didn't know could contain gluten. So I'm curious to do more research. I'm also curious. I thought, did Universal use the salsa verde chips at HHN?
Yes. It was for the walk-in taco.
Okay.
The non-vegan one.
Yeah. There was something that I thought this was noted on the allergy menu that some variation of this is not certified gluten-free, but shouldn't contain gluten ingredients.
Oh, I'm remembering that. Even if it wasn't the salsa verde specific chips, I'm remembering that verbiage.
Yeah.
Kayla.
So I'm curious to see the allergen menu. I'm also curious to just do a little bit more digging on that, because I would be so excited to try that. And I really hope that I'm able to. And I wish that Universal could have used the corn chips.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know they have them because they've used them forever. But okay. Sorry. I wanted to kind of go on that little soapbox about these chips. So Kelly, flautas.
Yes, flautas. So also available for $9.99 are flautas, which are crispy beef flautas with tomatillo salsa, sour cream, shaved lettuce, and radish. And then for your sweet tooth, you can get the returning Tres Leches cake for $6.99, a soaked 3-milk chocolate cake with toasted almonds and meringue. And then China brings the heat again with a mala beef skewer, which is a marinated beef skewer topped with Szechuan spice blend and scallions for $12.99. And then a shrimp fried rice, which is egg fried rice with shrimp and vegetables for $9.99.
And then at Bites of the Bayou, we have baked Cajun mac and cheese, cavatappi pasta with andouille sausage, and Holy Trinity tossed in a spicy Cajun cream sauce with scallions. And the Holy Trinity is pepper.
It's
red
onion.
Pepper. Yes, sorry.
Green onion. No. Onion, green bell pepper, and I think celery.
Okay.
It's
I
like
thought so too.
Yeah, it's like mirepoix, but minus the carrots, I think.
And then a fried oyster po' boy for $12.99 and the fried green tomato po' boy for
Woohoo!
$12.49. Woo!
Finally. That was a
Crowd
huge
goes
miss last year.
wild. Yeah, they heard us.
Yeah.
And then Taste of the Quarter has your classic sweets, beignets for $7.99 and king cake for $7.49. And I love king cake, and this reminded me, I try to make a gluten-free king cake every year around this time. So I'll do that. And then rounding out these traditional booths is one labeled Bourbon Street Snacks in the app, but Bourbon Street Beer Garden on the websites, and it is drinks only. Okay, so it sounds like maybe they were going to have snacks, but now they made it a beer garden.
It beats me of what their thought process is on anything. So,
Well, they spelled Miller Lite wrong, so
yeah.
What are they doing?
What was the one I found? I found one and I chuckled.
Raisins. Raisins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, rosins.
It's the fancy way of saying raisins.
And Millet Light is a new beer.
All right, Kelly, can you get any of what we just talked about?
So I can get the street ceviche. So this is like the moral dilemma that I have now of, do I re-enter the world of the walking taco after
Kelly.
some tragic experiences?
Literally plural.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't have to make a modification. It's not a walking
true.
taco.
I don't have to modify it. It's not a
Right.
walking taco. I'm probably gonna have a minor freak out just being in the booth of having memories of previous years. But no, I think I'm gonna try this. I love ceviche and I love shrimp, and that's probably the only protein I would feel comfortable eating ceviche of in a theme park, if I'm honest. Yeah. I think I'm going to try this. I'm wondering if the flautas, going back to modifications, I'm wondering if the flautas would be okay without the sour cream, because that would obviously be on top instead of in the filling. And I can eat the mala beef skewer from China, also scarred for life from that one that I had from the San Francisco trolley car this summer that was awful. That was like the beef skewer. And the shrimp fried rice is not dairy free, which makes me think there's butter in the shrimp, like the shrimp are poached in butter or something like that. But that was interesting. So yeah, this is a sec. I have a couple things in this section. And then obviously the fried green tomato po' boy, which I texted best friend Jess, who eats everything. And I sent her a picture of the menu board before we even had the actual menu. And she texted back in all capital letters in the middle of her workday, I'm getting at least 3 of these in the 2 days we are there. So
I love that.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's so little, I will try everything gluten-free. I'm not a big beef fan, so I don't know, but it sounds interesting.
Maybe we can split that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I don't have to eat a bunch of beef that I don't want.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll like it. Who knows? And then the maracuja mousse, it just sounds weird to me. Or when I say weird, I don't mean it mean. I just saw a TikTok of someone being rude to another country's food, so I'm really trying to be cognizant. But I also don't know if I've ever had a passion fruit dessert ever. So I'm just, for whatever reason in my personal life, nothing to do with anything. I don't know what the heck to expect with that. So I feel like it's my deviled eggs that I'm expecting this jelly mousse feel in my mouth, and I'm very curious about it. And I could either like it or not really like it. So that's my feelings on that. But I'll try everything and report back. And I hope I can get the ceviche. And Shelby, you could get the po' boy. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
That's the second vegan option that we have. That's it. I might as well see myself out.
Oh, don't leave.
I won't. I'm not leaving. I'm just kidding. But man, we went from 10 vegan options at all these events to 2. Really? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It kind of burns my butt a little bit. I understand, but why can't they make some things that are modifiable at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just an easy removal or swap or something. I don't know. they're not giving me a reason to go to these events repeatedly. Like, I'm going to eat a bunch of po' boys, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
and that pasta sounds great, but like, can we get like one or two more? Like, where are the churros?
Yeah.
And there's no, then I'm sorry, spoiler alert, there's no potato dish. Where are the potatoes?
Yeah.
There is nothing potato.
There's potatoes with the salmon, but obviously you're not going to pay $15 for the salmon.
Right,
just to
exactly.
get
It's a side on a dish. Like, it's not like they could have made that a side itself. Like, why can't I get some freaking potatoes? Anyway, sorry, soapbox.
And that gets into if they could have done the salmon and the potatoes as a separate item.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why aren't the potatoes just its own thing? Like, or available as a side option? You could still serve them with the salmon. Like, I don't know. I want potatoes.
And then we can move on. But what I was going to say, because it kind of does go with because those potatoes, what were they? Patatas bravas were a huge success, and I heard a lot of people liking them last year.
They were good.
And where it fits in, we're talking about the potatoes, but also I'm really surprised. Kelly and I were talking at the wedding that like we were hopeful of that the Szechuan chicken was really successful. A lot of people loved it, and I was hopeful. Again, being able to get a fried gluten-free chicken dish is awesome and special for me. So I was hopeful that they would take the success of that but maybe have like a different, like an orange chicken, or I don't know, any version of an Asian chicken. And I was really shocked that there's some favorites that are missing.
Yep.
There's some favorites they brought back, but there's some favorites that are missing. So anyway.
Yeah, and we can talk a little bit more about this at the end, but I had planned on asking you guys, like, where do we balance the line of bringing back favorites and trying new things? And along similar lines to what you were just talking about, Kayla, I love that we are getting, and we'll get into it more once we're off this 3-person soapbox, but I'm so proud of Universal for going for it with some of these dishes that get to exhibit like as authentic as a theme park could possibly authentically present food from cultures that I wouldn't necessarily have direct access to frequently. And so I love that things change up every year, but it is interesting to me what does repeat, like we're about to get into Puerto Rico. And what doesn't come back. Like I want, spoiler alert, I want dishes from Chile Patagonia at my fingertips at a theme park. And I want other people to be able to experience that who definitely, like living in St. Louis, there's a huge international food scene here, but people who might not have access to that on a regular basis, being able to say like, oh my gosh, I tried this thing, or I tried that, or, even though it's local to the US, it's not local to everybody. Something like collard greens with tasso ham. I want people to have access to that, but I also think it's like you would print money to just bring back like the most popular dish from the year before continuously sort of thing. So
that's a good point, Kelly. I feel like I have some answers. Let's save it for the end once we go through everything.
Well, that rolls right into Puerto Rico. So I'm going to move us on. So Puerto Rico's bringing back 2 items from last year. The pinchos de lechon, which is char-grilled pork shoulder skewer with a guava barbecue sauce and pan cebolla. And then the pastelón fritters, which is crispy sweet plantain and picadillo beef fritters served with mayo ketchup. I had both of these. I liked both of these. I didn't love either of them. And I don't know that those were things that I heard people like writing to their grandma about last year. So interesting to me that they brought back both of those in, I think, their exact iteration of last year. And then also at Puerto Rico is a new dessert, coconut flancocho for $6.99, which is coconut flan with pineapple cake and a rum whipped topping. But brand new area of the world represented this year is Chile Patagonia, which has very distinct. Chile is one of those countries that, like, you can't say I've had Chilean food if you've only tried one thing, because it's an incredibly diverse region of South America. And so like the food in northern Chile is nothing like the food in Patagonia, is nothing like the food in southern Chile. Like there's an incredibly diverse food scene in Chile. So here you'll find Verlasso fire salmon. So Verlasso salmon is a sustainable breed of fish that is only raised in the Patagonia area of Chile. And
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's like a lighter, flakier, sweeter version of what we would know as like Atlantic raised salmon or farm raised salmon. And so it's fire roasted Verlasso salmon served with crispy potatoes and fresh herb salsa for $14.99. I'm definitely getting that.
Wait, it's
And then-
$13.90. It's $13.99.
What did I say?
14.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I feel like you read $13.99 as 14 and then just said it.
Yep. Yep. $13.99 for that one. Thanks, Kayla. And then pastel de choclo, which is baked ground beef pie with raisins, olives, and egg topped with a creamy corn pudding. So those are your two options from Chile, Patagonia.
Thanks for the background on extra stuff there.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
that is cool.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, Shelby, want to take us to our last booth?
Our last food booth is Austria. And they are serving Vienna style pork schnitzel, crispy pork cutlet with potato salad, lingonberry jam, and lemon. They also have a goulash, so slow cooked tender beef with tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, paprika, served with artisan bread and sour cream. And then please don't kill me if I mispronounce this. I did try to study it before we started recording, and I am not German, and they are serving Kaiserschmarrn.
It's either Kaiserschmarrn or Kaiserschmarn. So
It's the
Kaiserschmarrn.
first one that you said. It's just
Kaiserschmarn.
my mouth will not make that. Anyway,
Kaiserschmarn.
Kaiserschmarrn. There we go. Thank you. I think I just needed to hear someone say it before I said it. Those are fluffy torn pancake pieces dusted with powdered sugar and served with applesauce and lingonberry jam. That sounds amazing. And last but not least, you can pick up a drink from one of the Bloody Mary carts or the daiquiri deck. Now, I said carts, but there may not be plural.
They're titled Bloody Mary carts.
Okay, well then
So,
maybe there
I
are
don't-
multiple ones, so who
Yep.
knows?
Maybe it's like the Fanta bar at HHN where they were
Right.
just like sprinkled
Random.
around.
Yeah, very possible.
The fire salmon is gluten-free, and I'm very excited. That
Yeah.
is like, I'm hopeful. I feel like the last couple of years I've said, for the most part, that even if with less items that are available to me, that I've loved at least one thing that made the event special, and I could have just gotten that thing and been happy. And I'm really hopeful that that's the Verlasso fire salmon from Chile. And Kelly, I also had the pestle fritters that are gluten-free, and it was a little greasy. Like, it was unique for me. I don't
Mhm.
have food like that often. But it wasn't, as you said, like, it wasn't great. It wasn't, I'm not like, yeah, they're back. Like, I would have preferred something else making
Yeah.
a return.
Yeah,
And I
they were good. I like a little bit more filling in my fritters. I feel like it was a lot of fritter with just a little bit of filling in the middle. It was also quite late at night on my second night, so I think I was like eating just to eat at that point. And but we'll see. Yeah, a lot. This is
okay.
another section. Like, I can eat the pinchos, I can eat the pastel and fritters, I can have the salmon.
All right,
That's a
you're
lot of
excited about the
options.
salmon?
Yes, for sure.
You get
Um,
potatoes.
And the goulash, I'm wondering if I could get without the sour cream. So that's another one to be determined.
Seems like they should serve it without that.
Yeah.
If they're so letting us modify.
Yep.
This will be my husband's first Mardi Gras and Cameron's first Mardi Gras. Will be going on Sunday. So I will report back any gluten stuff that he has, and I'll
Okay.
get his feedback.
Nice. The Mardi Gras website also lists Vivo, Voodoo Donut, and Twosome as having event-specific offerings, but these aren't clearly noted on their menus currently, so keep an eye out on our social media, and we will update you when we get to the bottom of it. I'll also check those when I'm there tomorrow,
Okay.
too. And then any other comments, anything before we move on to the end?
Halo, you said you had thoughts about new versus returning and expanding items.
Yeah. And I think I already maybe said it, but I feel like now going through it, thinking about it more, that if there's a way to use some wins in different ways, and the easy example is keep the gluten-free fried chicken, but maybe try a different sauce. I know Zine from the Universal family brought up, and they didn't have the menus yet. And he said something of like, oh, I can't wait to have a quesadilla.
Oh, yeah. They had that 2 years in a row. The Pepitas Bravas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. The Pepitas
Churros.
Bravas. Yeah, like the Pepitas Bravas you can do with a different sauce. The churros you could do a different sauce. Like, I think you take some of these wins and do something slightly different. And maybe every other year. So maybe it's okay. I feel like it's scaled back. I forget.
Definitely more than we had last year.
Oh, interesting.
I think there were 13 booths total last year, and at least one of them was just a menu item inside of Louis.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know then. So yeah, I think that's my thoughts on like how to bring back favorites. And it's like, I understand it gets a little tough because it's like every single year they have beignets and king cake, which like, I don't want to sound, I feel like people are rolling their eyes like, well, Kayla, that's like the Mardi Gras. And I get that. But then it's like, well, then you could bring back favorites. I don't know.
Seriously, where are the potatoes?
Yeah.
Like there's not even there's no twisted tater, there's no chips.
Oh yeah.
There's no potato at all except the side on that one dish. Like
But Shelby, you know what there is? You know what there is? A new meet and greet with a cute little gator.
I'm rope trapping that gator.
I don't do meet and greets. I had no idea. I also can't eat the gator.
You could hug him.
It's a person. No. Just potatoes.
I'm so glad you said that, Shelby. I meant to say at the beginning that these food booths typically open around 11. Yeah. So don't just think about this as like a night event. Like this can be your lunch, your snacks, and your dinner. And that is what I recommend doing. If possible, go with friends, split a bunch of different things, try a bunch of different things. But yeah, this again is all included with your park ticket. It's not like the HHN exclusive food that you can only experience during the event. This is, you can get it in like I said, the booths typically open around 11.
Good point.
The only other thing we haven't touched on, because we also don't know what these are, but there are specialty desserts in the bakeries. So like Today Cafe, San Francisco Pastry Company, and Croissant Moon Bakery and Islands of Adventure, they'll have specialty stuff. And then there are also specialty bakery items in the Tribute store again, I believe I saw.
Yes. And just your annual reminder that the Tribute store is operated by the merchandise team members and not food and beverage. So it might be a little bit trickier to find out the information you need about the treats available there.
I wanted to bring up, there were 2 drinks that I was interested in. And there was a couple, I think there was a handful of non-alcoholic drinks. I know China had a milk tea. And I forget if there's any more, but
there's a mocktail at, I think the daiquiri deck. I think the daiquiri deck has a specific mocktail.
Nice.
There's also a mangonada that I hope is vegan, because I love a mangonada mocktail. I'll find out tomorrow.
Well, I can't find the one. There was one that had like whatever. The other one that I wanted to try was in Mexico, and I'm not going to say this right, Cielo Rosado, which is tequila, mezcal, grapefruit juice, peach puree, smoked paprika, and a hint of smoked sea salt. I love smoked stuff in my drinks.
Wait, there's a mocktail version of that one. I didn't see that before.
And there's a mocktail version.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice. Well, I request a sip of both of yours to see if I like. Peach is another, I think peach is verges into the banana category for me.
That's
Of
fair.
like,
I can see that.
Yeah,
I understand what you
I
mean.
love real peaches.
Yeah.
But fake peach
Yeah,
goes
it
into
can
the fake banana.
It can
side
be
of
weird.
things.
Agreed.
So.
And grapefruit too. Like grapefruit juice from like a bottle does not taste the same as when you squeeze a grapefruit. Like it's not. I don't know what they do to it. It's not the same. So yeah, I don't know if I'll get that one. No, I will.
Kelly, was there any drinks you were particularly excited about or not really?
I kind of skipped over those because I was so intent on getting all of this information into the Google Doc.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
So, but I'm always up for trying new things out. Like I love tequila based drinks. I love, obviously, like I've talked before about the like whiskey and bourbon based ones. So I will look into those and then report back at some point.
Okay. All right. Anyone else with any other overall theme or overall Mardi Gras? Not theme. My gosh.
I'm just
Is there
upset about
an
the
overall
potatoes.
theme this year?
I think so.
I wonder what the gator's name is. Sorry, Shelby, were you looking? I don't know. I don't know what the theme is.
It just says International Flavors of Carnival.
Okay.
I think that's the theme.
Okay.
I'm just really upset about the potatoes, like more than the churros, guys. I don't know. I can't comprehend why there's no potato option. And I know I can go get potatoes in the park. Don't get me wrong. Like, but I wanted a nice sauce.
Yeah.
This is probably. This isn't discrediting your feelings, Shelby, but I wish sometimes. I almost said this earlier. I forget what you said, that I wish we should do a video version once just so people could see my face. Because my face, like, I'm just upset about potatoes. Like,
we could do like do it on Facebook Live for like episode 50 or something like that.
Okay, mentally prepare for that now.
I'm too sad about the potatoes. This is not to make you feel bad about being sad about potatoes, but I'm just laughing at like how obsessed this group is about potatoes.
We love our potatoes here, and I'm personally offended that they didn't. And if I see a chef tomorrow, I'm going to tell them,
good,
to their face, that I'm disappointed they did not. Like, not even the twisted taters. Like, I feel like people are going to riot. People love those twisted taters. And I'm not saying me, I'm saying other people. Yeah. I don't love the twisted tater. But you know what? I would have accepted it.
Yeah.
As a potato dish.
So
anyway.
Interesting.
I just don't know how you don't serve potatoes. But anyway. All right. If there's nothing else. We have no formal desserts section today, as we mentioned. It's just our usual invitation to connect with us. And we love hearing from all of you. So you can find the podcast on all the usual podcast platforms. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. And you can also find us on Facebook at Taste of Universal, on Instagram at Taste of Universal Podcast. And then if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram at Universal Orlando Vegans. And then you can email all your questions and comments to thetasteofuniversal@gmail.com.
And check out all of the other podcasts in the UUOP podcast network. Please like, subscribe, and rate them all. For weekly news and Universal content, tune into our network hosts, the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
The rest of the team includes Rush of Fear for year-round Halloween Horror Nights content, Theme Park Duo for coverage of everything West Coast, Key Passport for adult-centric Disney discussions, the unofficial Universal Great Britain podcast for information on the upcoming park, and Big Dumb Stuff, a podcast covering a whole range of themed entertainment.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Taste of Universal. Our next episode will be out March 8th. Keep an eye on our socials for more details. Until then, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to tip your server.